Hello, my name is Ray Fryworth, a panelist on the upcoming iLearn 2021 conference. Thank you for joining us at iLearn 2021 and listening to my pre panel clip. My panel is on Thursday, June 3rd, in every time zone I can think of, except maybe Fiji. Anyhow, along with my fellow panelists, we'll be discussing the use of VR in educational use. I believe it will be a great panel in examining how VR can be best utilized in your classroom and why. Pictures that I use in my presentation are royalty free, attribution free, but I choose to attribute them anyway. The number of students left behind or disengaged in tertiary education is quite high, accounting for approximately a 25% drop in the first year alone. But even primary and secondary schools are not immune to the engagement issues brought forward by COVID, as students struggle to stay motivated while learning virtually in an isolated environment. At the same time, students across the U.S. have spoken out about implicit bias in higher education systems and classrooms, resulting in higher disengagement numbers of first generation and Black, Indigenous, and students of color. In a trial we've run, students have identified bias inherent in both the data analytic features in the LMS and video conferencing systems, highlighting the possibility for unequal treatment of students based on their name, physical appearance, and or even their home environment. While Zoom and other virtual meeting platforms seem to discourage disengagement, bad hair day, I don't want people to see my room, etc. In comparison, a virtual reality experience allows students to learn in a virtual classroom via almost anonymous avatar and having to be engaged and present. In today's technology, we have the ability to display all the students as the same type of avatar, thereby reducing many of the aspects of implicit bias. Compare this picture with what you normally see in a Zoom classroom. Oh, and if you're sharp enough, you've noticed that there's one avatar that's not anonymous. That would be me, Ray. That is because the instructor actually wanted to see whom that student was. In general, the reason that you see VR more in the news for education is not only the gamified learning and visual aspect that VR brings to the classroom, but also the ability to obtain data from participants in what they're doing and looking at. Not everyone is looking for that data, but some are understanding it is there and how to use it. And just to be clear, just because you have VR does not mean you have solved the engagement issue. New tech, such as VR, might be fun and engaging for a short time, but it will become commonplace so quickly with the students, and then you're back to where you were. So, the new tech must be a tool that teachers can use. Therefore, there are opportunities to affect pedagogy for student interaction and participation. For instance, flip the class. So, how you design the class is critical to the success of implementing the technology. This picture, how quaint. Huh. Don't we all hope we return to this soon, huh? Or do we? I'm sure we all agree that education was the most important aspects in your life. It is a tool that opens the doors in the world to you. The problem is that every single one of you knows some student that is disengaged or is turned off to school. It's gotten worse during COVID. Students are struggling with virtual learning while isolated at home. It would be a shame not to make the most of what just happened and try to figure out a new way to maintain engagement in classes. While no individual or technology can remove the internalized biases of instructors and students, structural biases can be mitigated within the virtual reality classroom. Unlike video conferencing software, VR incorporates participants bodily into a virtual computer generated world via avatars. It therefore creates a homogeneous, genderless virtual classroom environment, leveling the academic playing field. This allows students to become immersed into the virtual classroom while at the same time leveraging technology parameters to anonymize each avatar. Students are assigned anonymous IDs to sign into the virtual classroom, and the purple color of each of these avatars does not elicit the same implicit bias response as avatars with realistic human virtual bodies. Similarly, the lack of gender in the avatar may reduce implicit gender bias that has been proven to transfer from the real world to the VR environment. With every student appearing physically the same within a virtual classroom, instructors can, can focus exclusively on academic contributions to class activities. The AI capabilities for student data analytics can be used for engagement data based on each avatar's actions within the virtual classroom, such as time spent with 3D models of learning objects. Thank you for listening, and I hope to see you for more conversation on this topic Thursday, June 3rd. If you're interested in more regarding anti bias pedagogy in your classroom and want to see how it might work, come to our workshop on June 7th at noon Eastern Daylight Savings Times. Again, appreciate that you've come and listened to me.